stunning. That is how I would define this episode in one word. Episode 41 was just amazing. It like words almost don't do it justice. Like there was so much in that episode that was so great. I mean, okay. Like that is my favorite episode now. This is probably my favorite Pokemon episode ever. This beats every other episode. Like, let's just take a second to appreciate how good that episode was. It it just blows my mind. So, in this episode, of course, there are several things that I want to touch up on. First, of course, we have Team Rocket team up with Ash and friends. This shows that, we got the world in serious trouble. I mean, Team Rocket, they're annoying, but when it comes down to the end of the day, they're on the right side of the fence. Team Rocket isn't really that bad of people. They're on the right side of the fence in the end of the day. So that's good. But what does this episode reveal? Well, first of all, Steven Stone makes an appearance. Wow. I mean, that alone, when I saw Steven come up, and it was just like, what? I was so blown away by that I really didn't know what to do. Like, I seriously didn't know what to do at that point. Like, I was, like, my reaction was just speechless. It was so great when Steven came. And this episode, and this also shows us how widespread the whole team player thing is. And this is, like, the first time we've had interregional interactions, like to this extent. Because, like, regions have been in crisis, but up to this point in the anime, regions have kind of been on their own when something happens. But no, things went south in Kalos and Steven Stone popped by and it was like, that Lysander deceiving us. So this shows us that this is the first time we've seen an example of any region besides Kanto caring about another region's circumstances. And that's great. I mean, like, the only Kanto intervention we really get to see is Oak back at the lab. And that is a big development in the Pokemon universe. And also, this is the first time we've seen a character like a human, like Citroid's death, Clembot dying. Okay, I cried. Like, I legitimately was crying because this is the first time in a Pokemon series that we've seen a human character essentially die. Because I know Clembot is a robot, but he's like a human. I mean, I know he's a robot, and yes, he's kind of comic relief-ish. But he's developed the personality of a human. And the way the characters interact with him is almost human. He's not treated like a machine. He's treated like an equal. Like, people don't say, Clembot, do this. I mean, like, yeah, they do, but they don't do it in, like, a disrespectful way that you would talking to a machine. Instead, they do it the way they talk to a human. And just the way Clembot and Clement's last conversation, when Clement has to shut down the machine and destroy Clembot at the same time, that just shows how deep the bond that they've developed. And, like, this whole episode just seems to be about bonds in the future, because we see Steven Stone comes out, and this is, like I said, first time we've seen an interregional thing, like, where we've seen two regions kind of have their top honchos come up. And we have Melva just straight up betray the team player leadership. She's like, okay, I've had enough of this. I mean, not that we haven't seen villains turn before, but this is getting pretty deep. Like, this is probably the deepest plot I've seen in the Pokemon series. And Lysander isn't just trying to push Ash aside, or Alan. He's trying to kill Ash. He wants to kill them. This is probably the most serious thing we've seen. Like, in previous ones, it's like, yeah, get Ash out of the way, that annoying brat. But no, this one, it's like, I will kill you, is what he said. And that's what he just so plans to do. He's not trying to knock out their Pokemon, disable. No, he wants them dead. And this is a turn in the Pokemon series that really does it a lot of favors. Like, up to this point, I mean, people have said XYZ isn't child's anime, but this puts the whole Pokemon series on a whole new level. Like, if we saw this type of stuff more often, I mean, and then, like, The Squishy song, I would say, kind of brought us back a little bit, but still, the Squishy song, even considering that that was a little cliche and childish, that was touching too. Like, the Squishy song that Serena's saying, I know that's all cliche, like, oh, but there was also the convenient fact that Clembot was starting to shut down the machine at the same time, so maybe that helped. But the Squishy song finally has meaning. Okay, the reason that I found that so is because, like, for the entire time is they drilled that Squishy song into our head with the credits, and we were like, oh, I hate this song. But now it's like, oh, it finally served a purpose. And yeah, that's really cliche. The annoying character, like Max and Jirachi, they serve a purpose. But this one, they did it in a good way. Like, we don't just have the brat and his favorite Pokemon. Like, the way Bonnie and Squishy are bonded is actually legitimately touching. Like, it's not forced. It's been a natural bond. And while, yeah, it's a little childish, that's what makes it so touching. It's this huge creature that's dealing with weighty matters. I mean, Zygrod is supposed to be the decider. Fate. And the fact that this little child that, thinks all Pokemon are so cute, little innocent child has become its caretaker. This is just, yeah. Like, as you can tell, I'm blown away. So, final thoughts taken away. This episode was great. Final thoughts taken away was because it was the first death of a humanoid character, like a main human character. We got serious stuff going on with the villains. Like, the villains aren't, like, cheesy. They aren't, like, they have an ultimate plan, and they will kill to get it done. Like, and when, like, they were trying to knock Serena out of the sky and everything, they weren't just trying to disable the helicopter and say, ha 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 ha, as the helicopter was stuck ice to something. No, they were trying to kill them. And that's what makes this so powerful. The fact that this is, this is a strong thing. So I'd like to just take that away with you today. So I'd just say this was a very powerful episode. Let's discuss this in the comments. Like, I want to hear what you guys have to say to this. Unfortunately, I'm actually recording this on time this week because I won't be here this weekend, but I want to hear your thoughts. I want to try to talk to you because I really want to talk about this episode. This episode blew my mind just with how great it was. I mean, some people might have thought it was a little over the top, and also Ellen and Ash, like, that shows, like, Team Flare's mission is, like, this isn't just, like, something you dismiss or kind of has, like, this kind of showy little thing. This is, like, a serious deal. Like, Team Flare, in my opinion, in the thing, kind of had the like, thing that I kind of resonated most with me. Like, as far as, like, I mean, some people are like, oh, we don't like Team Plasma, we don't like Team Flare because they're so, they have this ultimate mission. But no, I think that makes them a lot better. Like, in my opinion, that's what makes them a lot better, and this really resonates with me. Lysander is willing to kill for his mission, and it's not a mission that's just denounced as, oh, he's actually trying to get power, like with Gestus. No, he believes in his mission, which makes this struggle all the more real. So I would just tell you to consider that this is personally one of my favorite anime episodes ever. I mean, not that I'm a huge weeaboo or anything, but yeah, so peace out. I'd like to see you later. Please subscribe, leave a like, comment, and Draspee out.